Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you're doing well. The topic that I want to discuss actually came to me a couple of days ago while watching a movie entitled 1,000 Words, and maybe you've seen it. It stars Eddie Murphy. And the premise of the movie is that the character has 1,000 words to speak, and once he's spoken his last word, he believes he's going to die. And the movie really highlights the weight and the impact of our words. And it kind of got me thinking about how little we think about our words and how impactful they may be. So what I want to discuss is actually twofold. And the first thing is that our words have the power to build up or to tear down. In fact, scripture says in Proverbs 18 that the tongue has the power of life and death, and those who love it will eat of its fruits. In fact, it also in James talks about how the tongue is like a rudder on a ship and really has the power to steer the course of a person's life. Recently, I was talking to a friend who reminded me about a teacher that we had in 7th grade. And at one point, the teacher told him that he'll never amount to anything. And my friend says, and who's now in his 30s, says that he sometimes when he messes up or when he fails, that he hears the voice of that teacher telling him that he'll never amount to anything. And it really deflates him. And I think we could all relate to that there's been a point in each of our lives where usually somebody in authority, over the course of our life has told us something that has either empowered us or has caused us to feel discouraged. And I have a similar story, but in a different light. My 5th grade principal, I remember one day called me into his office and told me that I was a leader. And for my whole school career, and really to this day, I wore that title as a badge of honor. The idea that I was a leader, and it was something that I have striven to live up to. What he said to me when I was 9 or 10 years old. So I want to encourage you this week to think, to be conscious about the words that you speak and the power that they potentially have. Be an encourager. I think about my wife who is a great encourager, and we all love to be around people like that. And anytime I'm around her, she encourages me. She makes me feel like I'm 10 feet tall, even though I'm 5'8". Or when I feel defeated or when I feel like things aren't going well, she reminds me of who I am, who God says I am. And she really encourages me to keep moving forward. And it's really people like that we want to be around, but not just to be around, but be that person. Be that person that lifts up and doesn't tear down, who really encourages people and who causes them to see the best within them. The second part of that kind of goes hand in hand, but it's the idea that we need to be slow to speak and quick to listen. So many of us are so quick to say something. I mean, we do this all the time. I do it as well. We feel like we have to say something. And there is so much wisdom in being able to open our ears and close our mouth. In fact, I remember when I first became a cop, older cop or a senior guy told me one day when I was starting, he said, "Hey kid, listen to this. Just remember, keep your mouth shut and your ears open." And that was probably the best advice I ever got because I apply it to so many aspects of my life. I try to keep my mouth shut and my ears open because keeping my ears open causes me to learn. It causes me to hear people's stories. It causes me to gain understanding, and maybe with understanding, some wisdom. And the scripture says about a guy named Samuel, a prophet, that God never let his words fall to the ground. And I pray that so much for my own life, and I pray that for you as well, that our words would never fall to the ground, but that they would always have purpose. See, if we close our mouths and open our ears, we understand the importance of the words that we speak, and we're selective in those words. And when we're selective, I believe our words can have the impact that we desire. There's been a few people in my life, mentors and just great leaders who have really modeled this for me. Usually they're the type of people that don't really say much, but when they do, people stop for a moment and listen. Like you kind of hang on their words. And I aspire to be that. And I hope you do as well. So wherever you go this week, whether it's work, school, raising your kids, going to Walmart, wherever it may be, just be mindful of the words you speak. That your words have the power of life and death, that they can build up or destroy or tear down. And that you are slow to speak and quick to listen to hear what other people have to say, and to be able to maybe grow and learn, and with that, get understanding, and understanding can often lead to wisdom. So let me know what you think. If you do or are mindful of it this week and you have a story to tell, please share it. I look forward to hearing it. But I hope you have a blessed week. Take care. God bless.